Hello guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Priscilla and I'm going to be talking to you today briefly about my experience on dealing with a narcissistic person and how it has affected me. So without over talking it, I am going to give y'all the definition of narcissism. Even though I know you can look it up for yourself, I'm going to give y'all the definition. So, narcissism, and I have my iPad right here. So this is where I'm going to be reading it from. Personality qualities including thinking very highly of oneself, needing admiration, believing others are inferior, and lacking empathy for others. Now, I'm going to get right into it. So, dealing with somebody who has this narcissistic characteristic or this personality disorder, however you kind of want to really phrase it, it's a very difficult thing to be dealing with and stuff like that, especially when they don't even see it. So it's just like any situation can come up. Anything can happen. I'm talking about us. And you're talking about just yourself. Like every time I'm saying something, the only thing you can respond with is just something only talking about you, and you're never talking about us. Never. I picked up on that a long time ago. So that's not the only thing. Like whenever I'm asking you a question about something, like, and of course, like when you ask somebody a question about something and it involves them, like, of course, telling you the truth, like, it doesn't matter who it is. Like, you always want the truth or whatever and stuff like that. So if I'm asking you a question, like, yes, I want the truth. Don't sit and lie to me, especially when like I seen what I seen or I know whatever I know. And at the end of the day, you still lie about it. You manipulate the whole situation. Like for instance, they one line or whatever that I constantly been hearing is, oh, well, well, if that's what you want to hear or whatever and stuff like that, like, oh, I'm gonna tell you what you want to hear, like, you want to hear me say it or whatever and stuff like that. Like, no, it's not I want to hear you say it. I want you to tell me the truth. The truth is what I want. Don't sit and manipulate me or try to manipulate the situation to try to tell the truth or whatever and stuff like that, because you just genuinely don't want to tell the truth. Like, don't do that. So at the end of the day, is the manipulation, gaslighting situations. It's a very draining, like, it's very draining to deal with a person who has a narcissistic characteristic. Like, it does not matter. Like, you can be mentally strong or you can be mentally weak. It's still gonna affect you. You're gonna get tired of it. You're gonna get sick of dealing with it. And you just not gonna want to look back on it, because that's exactly how I feel. Like I'm ready to close that door, because at some point or whatever, like, yes, I'm beginning to get like mentally drained of sitting here dealing with the same thing over and over in every situation. At times I feel like I gotta tread lightly, or I don't feel like I can go to him and be able to express how I feel and leave the conversation feeling better than I did before I came into the conversation. That's the goal of a conversation whenever you're speaking with anybody. When you're speaking to anybody, having a conversation about an issue, the goal is to leave that conversation with clarity, making sure that you're heard, making sure that you were understood, and feeling better than how you felt before you came into that conversation. I shouldn't have to leave a conversation feeling worse than how I felt before I came into that conversation. And I know I'm making sense to somebody. I might not make sense to a lot of people, but I know I'm speaking to somebody. I'm gonna make sense to somebody. So at the end of the day, I mean, I don't want to keep having conversations with a person if I'm not going to leave feeling like there's clarity, I'm understood, I was heard, I'm respected, all of that stuff. Like, I'm just not going to keep doing it. At some point, I'm just going to completely shut down. I am just going to stop. Because it's no need to just keep on sitting there and just going through the same thing over and over and over. And then whenever like trying to be genuine, trying to talk to you, like you're never saying anything positive to me. It's like you only just say negative stuff to me all of the time. Like, I've dealt with so much in my life. And I'm talking about me. I can't speak on nobody else. I don't know nobody else's story. Nobody can speak on my story. Only I can tell my story. Only I and God know my story. Nobody else. So all I can really say is don't ever let anybody, I don't care if this person has a narcissistic characteristic, disorder, whatever you want to call it. I don't care what it is. Don't ever sit and let anybody try to manipulate you, try to make you feel bad, try to manipulate the truth at all. Make sure that you still leave with your head held high, with your pride and your dignity. Don't let anybody take that away from you. A narcissistic person will manipulate stuff so bad. Like, let me give you an example. Say you saw Johnny slap Sam. And you said, well, Johnny, why you just slap Sam? And he said, oh, no, I ain't slapped Sam. That wasn't me. And he just keep on repeating the same thing over and over. That wasn't me. I didn't slap Sam. That wasn't me. After a while, you really gonna be like, well, hold on, like, am I tripping? Like, is it really me? Like, is it me? Like, okay, so you was over there, and you mean tell me a ghost went and slapped, your ghost went and slapped Sam, or somebody else did it that looked just like you? You got a twin I don't know about, something like that? Like, they will literally, that's just the type of stuff that I have been dealing with, or whatever. Like, manipulating stuff, gaslighting situations and stuff like that. Like, just trying to just sit there or whatever and just make it like I'm crazy or I don't know what I'm talking about. Like, no, you're not going to sit here or whatever, and you're not going to continue to manipulate me. You're not going to try to even manipulate me. You can't manipulate me because I know what comes with this personality disorder. I know what comes with that. I know, like, how to just sit there and channel it off so that it does not try to affect me. It does. Some things do affect me because some things that are said that are very negative to me and very downing and hurtful, it triggers me and it sends me back to my childhood trauma. That it does. That I hate. I do not like that. Childhood trauma is the worst thing ever. Everybody got a story, but everybody ain't got the same story. Everybody don't deal with everything the same. Everybody handles stuff differently. Everybody process stuff differently. So all I'm saying is just don't think that you can just sit here and just constantly try to lie, manipulate me, like just make everything about yourself. And this is just only like a little bit of how I feel as far as what I've gone through, basically. So another thing that I do want to bring up is that dealing with this narcissistic person, it is different personalities. It's very different personalities. When some people like to call it quick temper, I don't call it quick temper. Because if every time, like, you feel like you want to get into it with me, like you trying to argue with me like I'm a man, I'm not a man. I'm a woman. You need to talk to me like I am a woman. So at the end of the day, sorry y'all. What I'm really trying to say is that I get a different person every single time. Like, you're one way whenever you're in a good space. You a worse person. A much worse person whenever you want to get into an argument with somebody, anybody. Like, nobody wants to deal with aggressiveness all of the time. People need to learn how to sit down and talk like adults. Talk like you got some sense. Act like you have some sense. Because them narcissistic people, you gonna get a different person in different kind of situations. I'm telling you. You will get a different person in different kinds of situation. You gonna get that person who just wanna have pity, who just want somebody to feel sorry for them. You gonna get that person who just want to curse everybody out. You gonna get that person who want to fight, who just want to be violent. And then when everything all said and done, when everything done calm down, you'll get that person who just want to say they sorry and just want to sit there and try to be lovey-dovey, who just want to sit there and act like ain't nothing happened at all. It's different kinds of personalities when you're dealing with a narcissistic person. a lot of people deal with a narcissistic person. Like, everybody has their own take and their own experience when it comes to dealing with those kind of people. You can't tell me how I'm feeling or what I'm dealing with or what I've dealt with being with a narcissistic person, and neither can I do the same to you, because our stories is different. But this is just like some of the stuff that I deal with. Mainly it's just manipulation and gaslighting. Those are like the and the personality, the different personalities and stuff like that as well. Also it's the, what was the other one? The basically only just speaking on himself, like just only thinking about himself. Don't have no type of emotion or nothing like that, or it's just like you cold-hearted. Nobody wants to deal with a cold-hearted person. Like, it's a horrible experience. And I don't want to keep dealing with it. It's a horrible experience. It does not feel good at all. So I do want to take time to thank you guys for tuning in to this video and listening to my experience on dealing with a narcissistic person. If you do have any advice, any good comments, or if you just simply want to talk about your experience on, dealing with a narcissistic person, you want to tag me in your video, whatever, definitely feel free. Because I definitely do want to hear more stories about people who have dealt or who are dealing with a narcissistic person, because it is not an easy thing to go through, especially being as though like there are gonna be issues, but it depends on how you handle those issues. Everything does not have to be an argument. You have to know how to sit down and how to talk about stuff like an adult. Talk like you got some sense. Because don't nobody want to be in no screaming match. We all got better stuff and other stuff that we could be doing or we can be worried about and all of that stuff. Nobody want to be sitting there, whatever, like not being able to get out of a conversation 100% feeling better than how they felt before they came in. But it's a difficult thing for me to sit here, whatever, and like talk about and just having flashbacks on like so much stuff. Like it's a lot. Like it is a lot. And to anybody who has gotten out of a situation with a narcissistic person, I commend you and I applaud you 100%. I really do. Because it is so hard. But thank you guys so much for tuning in to my video today. Thank you for listening. Like, comment, share, subscribe. If you want me to listen to your story, feel free to tag me in the video. Leave a comment down below. Hit that bell so that way you don't miss any time I do upload a video or anything like that. Thank you so much.